This podcast is not affiliated or endorsed by anyone at Zaum Studio or anyone involved in the creation of Disco Elysium. Three Detectives in a Trench Coat contains spoilers for Disco Elysium: The Final Cut. If you have not played the game, proceed with caution.
Disco Elysium is a game about sex, drugs, and disco, and politics, and violence, and drugs, and sometimes those drugs are used by children, and sometimes the violence is aimed at children, and generally is a game for 18s or over. Proceed with caution, as we will be discussing themes within the game.
This episode was recorded on the 8th of August 2023. We present Internally Coherent.
I was having a chat with my dad the other day, and he said, we're getting a third dog. And I'm like, oh, good, that makes sense, because there were 3 children, and now there's going to be 3 dogs.
One each?
So one each, one for each of us, to fill the hole where we used to be. But it was very funny, because it was a plan that had backfired, because the family down the road had like Dachshunds, those little weird, short, sausagey dog things. And my dad had been sending pictures of them to my mother on the understanding that there were none left. There were no pups left. Only to find out that Mum went and saw the pups firsthand, and there were plenty left for sale. But what was very sweet is he said, there's the whole trope of, grumpy old man does not want the dog in the house, becomes the most affectionate and best friend of dog. He's going to do away with this trope this time. He's just going to embrace the fact that they're getting a dog and be happy about it.
Okay, that's sweet. That's very sweet.
Yeah. It was an ultimately nice story. Okay. I just also like the fact that he was doing it specifically to wind up my mum, and then my mum found out, oh, no, I can actually acquire one.
Well, good luck, Mr. and Mrs. Morris, with your new puppy. Very excited.
I think it's going to be... you did tell me the name, but it's going to be like Daphne, Delilah, and Doris. Dora. Daphne, Delilah, and Dora are going to be the 3 dogs.
God, they sound like they're at wizard school together.
Well, me and my sisters were Ollie, Amelia, and Madeline. So Ollie, Millie, Maddie.
Oh my god. That's an amazing 3 names to put together, but it does feel like it's rolling around the inside of your head while you're saying it.
Yes. It always reminded me of Millie, Molly, Mandy.
What is Millie, Molly, Mandy?
Write in, listeners. It's the challenge for this week's challenge. Answers on the back of a postcard.
That's all I remember.
Is
all
it
I remember
a
is the
cultural
name.
Reference I'm supposed to get? Or
maybe.
Or did you just say,
I don't
it
get
reminds
it
me of these 3 other completely unique names?
Do you know about Hop Tune? I guess? I don't know. Maybe it's a Manx thing. I can't remember anymore.
No, I refuse to look it up.
Wait, Dev, have you heard of Millie, Molly, Mandy?
Millie, Molly? No, I haven't. I don't think so. But I think...
Wait, if none of us know it and I've just thrown this out as a cultural reference...
It's a set of 6 children's books written and illustrated by English writer Joyce Lancaster Brisley. Published
How wonderful.
Published over the period 1928 to 1967. So it's a bit of
that's legit. That's legit. That's the kind of thing. Yeah.
It was a favourite of my grandmother's.
How sweet. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go away and I'm going to look at the Wikipedia page at some point if I remember. I've not got a very good memory for things I said I would do. So.
Detectives in a trench coat. Three detectives in a trench coat.
Okay, so welcome to 3 Detectives in a Trench Coat, everybody.
3!
Speaking of not having good memory, welcome to being detectives.
We seem to be a bit not low energy, because that I feel like that's quite rude, but we seem to be a bit more subdued today. Different.
Yeah, different energy.
It's just we feel that James is further away than normal, and that is affecting the overall vibe. Even though we don't see each other when we record. We don't listen to each other either. But it's it's just it's a vibe, it's a feeling, it's an energy.
It's a word. Have you heard? It's got groove. It's got meaning. That's why it's a time, it's a place, it's emotion. 3 Detectives in a Trench Coat is a way that we're feeling.
Are you adding lyrics?
No, I'm just quoting Greece. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. No, it's fine. It's good. I think we'll take all we can get today. James, how are your travels, James?
Oh, varied. It's been wonderful.
Tell us, where have you been? Where are you going?
Oh, goodness.
Where did you come from? Where did you go?
Okay.
Just laughed into my water bottle.
Here's the thing. I now have to fight against the urge to have Cotton Eye Joe just energy and vibes, which would be hard to pull off frankly right now. Yes. So I was at a wedding in Italy, which was delightful, and my Alison and I decided to spend some time kind of going around Italy, and that was really nice. So we saw Milan, Turin, Venice, Florence, and Rome, and so that was really good in a week and a bit.
Wow.
So it was a lot of traveling, and then straight to America, went to New York. I saw Sivan, hello Sivan, if you listen, which was really cool. And now I'm in Pittsburgh. And finally, it's a bit of a time to quiet down in Pittsburgh and just relax, breathe. I'm in a suburban Pittsburgh, and it's quite a foresty area. It's very nice. Does that answer your question?
Whoa! I got 3 more for you now.
Yeah, that was just a very chill, calming, like description of your trip.
Thank you. Yeah. People who want to go to Italy, I recommend ice cream and pizza.
Yes,
no shit, that's amazing.
When I went to Milan when I was at university, I went to Milan for like a long weekend, and for the whole time we were there, we just survived off pizza and ice cream and wine. It was great. It's a great life, very very good life. Not sustainable, but a very good life.
No, it works for the Italians.
Yes, that's very true. That's very very.
I mean, it's a country of a lot of gluten intolerance, but otherwise, I'm sure it works for the Italians. Apparently, this is a really cool thing, and maybe they just more test for it than have it. I'm not sure, but apparently there's a lot of gluten intolerance there because there's a certain age at which, if you're born in Italy, there's a certain age at which you are tested for gluten intolerance, and if you are found to have gluten intolerance, you're given a lifelong stipend to be able to pay for the additional cost of being gluten intolerant.
In Italy, yeah.
That's amazing. I mean, like...
That's so cool.
I love how it's become a thing in Italy now where they eat so much gluten that their bodies go, no more. Had enough.
Imagine taking care of your citizens like that.
Well,
That's
it might be
wild.
also
to be
just
fair,
a lifestyle where that gluten is so ingrained into the culture. Oh, I'm very happy with that use of that word.
Yeah, ingrained.
Oh, very good, very good. Joke of the stream.
So I think it's a classic culture where gluten is so ingrained into the culture that I think it's more like, well, we're not going to change society. Let's just pay for these people to be able to, survive in this traditional culture. Because I mean, I will say they do gluten-y foods very well.
Very good. Just lovely, delicious, tasty Italian gluten.
Yes, absolutely.
So the first time I went to Italy, I know. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine.
Welcome to 3 Detectives in Italy.
In Italy. 3 detectives in Lupin the Third. I can't remember what that little jalopy thing he drives is.
Oh,
but
yes. Yeah.
I went with my family went with another family. We stayed in the house where Mona Lisa's family lived or something like this. It was, it was all very, very bougie. But the 2 things I remember from that trip are, one, there was a party at one point and they showed us this, they fed us this thing, which was basically lard that had been salted and pressed between 2 marble bricks for a year.
Wow.
And it almost killed me. It was so salty, but it was so delicious. 3 things. The lard almost killed me. My dad making fig jam because there were so many figs just by the side of the road that he would just pick them all, and then he came back and made too much jam, and then forgot that we were traveling back by plane and had no way to store all this jam. And so gave it to the owners, and the owners were like, what the fuck do we do with this?
I think it takes a special kind of person to take time out of their holiday to make jam.
He's that kind of guy. He's my dad.
I respect that.
And then the third thing was that there was a socialist cafe, that was my first interaction with socialism, and you could get an espresso for 80 cents, and that was
Wow.
like, oh, I understand communism now.
So like, yeah, I was gonna say in talking about Italians looking after their citizens, they don't.
I just remembered.
They have a disturbing history of bridges falling down because they cheap out on construction and pay themselves, and like the money all gets funneled elsewhere mysteriously somehow.
Yes, but the trains run on time.
They
Hold on.
don't though. That's the problem.
I will say the trains that I took, there were delays. So,
You see?
Thank God.
Because
I think this is a nice slide into Disco Elysium, isn't it? So I was in the south side of Glasgow recently, and I was in a community garden, and it felt very disco. Like it was sort of like in a courtyard in the middle of a load of tenement buildings, and like people were kind of growing their own vegetables and.
Did it have that good Barbican feel of like 60s brutalist architecture?
No,
but like surrounded by
sadly
greenery.
not. It was more turn of the century tenement buildings. The kind of packed together, really tall kind of thing. The sort of image you associate with Glasgow housing, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But in the courtyard, they've turned it into a community garden where anyone can come in. There's like meat. They grow vegetables. People just go there to hang out. That's why we were there, and I was like, this is really nice. I would really like this very much.
So you had a Revacholian moment in a communal garden.
I did, yes. I had a lovely time in that little space. I was just full of really lovely people.
We'll get into actual disco in a second. Last tangent, I promise. You told me the funniest story about your dissertation the other day, or about your bachelor's degree, which is that you were happy with the subject you chose because you could just burn it. Like you wouldn't have to think about it after you.
Yeah, that was not why
I
chose. That's not why I did it going in. But
no, it wasn't why you did it going in. Of course, you had an interest going in, but you study something for 3 years in deep detail. You get to the end of it, you're like, I never want to look at it ever again. Like, this is the problem I have with like philosophy.
So the context
sometimes.
for this listeners, is I was recommending a podcast called Ethics Town to Ollie. Because Ollie is interested in philosophy, but Ollie made the point of, would I listen to an audio drama based on the world of the Vikings? Because I studied Viking studies, and I must admit, like, I suddenly got it. Like, honestly, I spent so much time delving into the world of the Vikings that I'll take an occasional GIF or something, but more than 10 minutes spent on it again. I'm like, no, I don't want to. I did this already. It's done. I don't want to be with Vikings anymore. So I would recommend to Ethics Town for anyone who can still listen to stuff with philosophy in it.
Didn't study philosophy at a bachelor's level.
I mean, I think. I think I maybe said this in a couple of episodes ago, but I think if you like Disco Elysium, you'll like Ethics Town.
That's probably reasonable, yeah. Actually, what are you doing playing this game, Ollie?
Well, I'm a hypocrite, obviously. So, speaking of hypocrites, we're going into the... Wait, how do I...
Speaking
I can't
of this
even
game?
think
We're
of a tangent
20 minutes in, and now we're finally starting the episode.
I think the words was been a speaking of this game. Might be the tangent we were looking for all along.
Speaking of this game, yeah, there we go. There's the link. Anyway, speaking of Disco Elysium, sort of tangentially, what are we doing today?
Oh God,
we're playing Disco Elysium, Ollie.
Yes, well, yes, but like, what? Do we have goals? Do we have ambitions?
I've got quite a lot of goals this time.
What is volition whispering in our ear today?
So, my volition is telling me... So first of all, after our discussion last time, I'm going to get my dice, because, oh boy, the ability to re-roll white checks straight away, oh boy, I want that in my life. I've also written down Cold Girl Near Church. Don't know what that is. Did you tell me to go to it? I should probably listen to the episode.
Yeah, you should go to that Cold Girl Near the church.
Okay, I said go to island. I don't know where the island is. What is the island?
Well, there's the other half of the island.
There's the other half of the
so
map. To be fair, Dev, I think there are some things you've let to look for in the other half of the map. Did you finish that phone call? I think you did.
I did, but I'm curious to see what happens when you go at it again after you've survived it the first time. I'm curious if it does anything different. If you can like unlock more story that way. Actually, well, the thing is, I also want to have another look at my ledger, right? Because I'm missing a part of my ledger, and I'm very much just like, I think it's in there. I've just not noticed it. I just need to look at it again, I think.
Nice.
Also, I want to play pinball with Kim because that sounds fun.
Oh yeah, that is
Kimball,
do the
yes.
pinball thing. That is fun. I say that's fun. It's not like a mini game. It's like Disco Elysium, this deeply intricate philosophy, ethics, politics game suddenly becomes hey, and here's a side quest where you play pinball for 20 minutes.
Hey, I've played Danganronpa. I'm game. Like 4 people are gonna get that. Like
4 people who play Danganronpa. That Danganronpa is a game for if you miss Phoenix Wright and you will take literally anything.
Yep, it's not good. Wow. It's so offensive in like many different layered ways. Like
everyone's got one. Everyone's got like if you're into anime, everyone has that like one anime which they're like ashamed to like defend.
Yes,
and I feel like Danganronpa might be yours. Mine is Kill la Kill.
But no, do you see the thing is, I don't like Danganronpa. That's the thing.
Oh, fair enough. Then.
I played the first one, because I thought it was interesting. But then I realized that like your actions don't really affect the plot that much, and I'm like, I'm out. And also the investigation thing was fun, but they turned it into like a shooting mini game. I'm like, what the hell?
What? No. Play Sonic is Dead.
Yeah, but play. It's not called Sonic is Dead. No, it's not called Sonic is Dead. It's called The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay, I feel like mine was more evocative, but whatever.
Yeah, I feel like Sonic is Dead is a much better title. Sonic is dead. We've killed him.
What intricate games! What festivals of atonement! How is Sonic the Hedgehog like Disco Elysium? That's the real question.
Did you make it? I feel like we made a joke about that before. Like, Disco Elysium is very much like Sonic the Hedgehog.
We've been playing this game for a year and a half. We've probably made every joke.
No, we did make a joke because I said speed is important to both games.
Yes,
that's the joke.
Important to both games. There it is.
We've done this bit, guys.
Oh boy.
We are repeating bits. This is the level we've got to on this podcast. I'm so mad. I'm going to burn this podcast to the ground.
I was actually going to say that speed is not actually that important, right? Because like it doesn't actually. One thing I learned in I think the last time we played through is that if you run or you walk somewhere, you don't actually get time passing. Time passes with conversations and actions. It does not pass with travel.
I meant more the drugs.
Oh.
James, you know you can take drugs in this game.
I've been intentionally not taking drugs in this game.
You know there's a whole mechanic.
I have actually looked it up and found
it's like Gwent. But
I think I also didn't take drugs in The Witcher. It was much harder.
Yeah, it's much harder.
No, I think I probably did take advantage of all the potions in The Witcher and the mutations and stuff.
Yes.
But no, not in this game. Harry is going to turn into a decent man, a decent member of society.
What are your goals? I feel like we've just been yelling the whole time.
Goals?
What is everyone else's goals?
Oh, so I think I'm still reeling off of finally getting past the Hardy Boys. I've still got a lot of. I think I went and talked to Clasier and I came back and I think I've had some story since then, but yeah, I think I'm still going to be like. I think I've just got story to experience. I don't have goals. The game is going to drag me through information. And I will be dragged along. What is that not an expression?
No, it's just the idea of
having fun, James.
It's just the idea of the game forcing you to experience the plot of the game. Like no,
I'm sorry, but that is very much what this game, the experience of this game is. It's like, oh no, I don't know what to do next. I'll just go and click random people, and like, oh no, look, plot's happening. I can't imagine this is how actual cases go down. Like, I'm going to talk to everyone in this area until one of them has some really pertinent information that I wasn't expecting.
Plot points, imprisoning me, all that I see, absolute context. All right, there we go. That's a joke for even fewer people. Even fewer than Sonic.
Even fewer than the other video game joke.
Danganronpa.
Danganronpa, yeah.
I gotta say, I've never even heard of that.
Actually, you know what? It does have a banging. The first game has like a banging theme tune. So like, put that as the mid.
How's it go?
But it
Well, I was hoping Amber would sing it to us.
No, because the thing is, it's more of a vibe than a melody. Hang on, let me.
I see. We are into our games which are about the vibe. There is a meta context here of the more we play Disco Elysium, the more unhinged our conversations seem to become.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, there you go. I put it in the chat for people to listen to.
Oh my god, what?
It's a teddy bear.
That looks like Barbenheimer.
The teddy bear does look like Barbenheimer.
That is sinister and lovable. Like Severus Snape or something. Well, I mean, literally equal parts sinister. Okay, so listeners, there is on the left hand, there is a...
No, we're not.
We're not doing this? All right, okay, fine.
No. Yeah, this music though, right? This music.
Yeah, the music does kind of
Oh, I haven't even started listening yet. Okay.
Oh, he's just looking at pictures.
I'm a very visual person.
It's a podcast!
Okay.
Oh. All right, we're gonna go play some Disco Elysium now, guys.
Ollie, what are your goals?
What am I doing? I'm gonna wander around until I know what the pale is. That's what I'm doing.
Oh my god. Okay.
I'm on the long Great North Highway to nowhere, baby.
Pale Quest 2023.
That sounds like the photo album on Facebook.
Pale Quest.
Pale Quest 2023 sounds like, when you're adding albums on Facebook like we used to do.
There's another visual thing, James.
People who are listening to this podcast, by and large, will have engaged with visual media.
The scourge of image. I face it every day. What does it look like, they say? I don't know. I can tell you what it sounds like. Sounds like sea and the rustling of waves and the fucking first childhood birthday you remember. I don't know. Send some... We're going to play Disco Elysium now.
Okay, so...
Let's go play.
Right. Okay. Ollie's going to learn about the pale. James is going to do some plot.
Best of luck, detectives.
Okay, I'm going to do some tasks. Good luck, detectives. Let's go.
Good luck, detectives.
FAB.
FAB. God damn.
Hello, it's me, Ollie. You remember Ollie. It's Ollie from the podcast that you were literally just listening to. Just dropping in to say that we have a Patreon, and if you want to support us on Patreon, then you will get some exclusive bonus content, some odds and sods, some thoughts from us, that kind of thing. We also will probably put transcripts up there. Well, no, let's not make promises. Your contribution will kind of help us, keep the lights on and do all that, and we'll, not have any other ads other than this ad for our podcast. So, yeah, subscribe to that. It's hardcore!
Hardcore, absolutely.
Hardcore to the mega!
Hardcore! Internally coherent!
What? I don't...
Is it, though?
I don't understand what's going on.
Okay.
Hardcore!
So, one of the things I wanted to do was speak to was a cold girl outside church.
Yes.
Found her. She's a field recordist, therefore she is the best character in the entire game.
Yep.
And then met her three colleagues who want to start a nightclub, and one of them is called Egghead. I love Egghead so much.
Hardcore to the mega!
Just yells hardcore at you, but then if you yell hardcore back, he just stops and goes, "Is it though?"
How interesting. I look forward to meeting them.
Oh, it's so much fun. And it's a puzzle. There's a puzzle
Oh, joy.
within this dialogue tree, which is great. And the game specifically tells you there is a puzzle in this dialogue tree. You should try and solve it. And as a result of that, I got the option to become the art cop.
Oh my god, really?
Yes, which I won't be doing Don't worry, James. Because I also got asked if I wanted to become the honor cop. Now, being asked to be the honor cop is a really strange thing because it feels like the game is making fun of you, and it feels like it's setting you up to lose health or humiliate yourself, but it doesn't. It just makes you do something objectively obscene, and it's fine. So what it does is it says if to become the honor cop, you have to basically stick your thumb up your ass.
Amazing.
The game actually asks you to do it as like as a mode of like prove that you have principles by sticking your thumb up your ass.
I love it.
And I was just like, what? And then I basically said, what? And then they went, no, don't think about it, just do it. I'm like, oh, okay then. And then so now I have the option to become honor cop. So I'm going to go for honor cop because I know, James, you want to become.
I do want the art cop. I even
art cop.
got rid of a thought and then replaced it with the art degree just so that I can realize my goal of art.
Oh, you're right, you got that.
Cop.
Actual
I got
art
the
degree.
art degree. Doesn't feel good. Doesn't make you feel good. I really like. I think there was an opportunity at some point. I want to convince, like all the conceptualization. I want to convince Cindy the Skull of my vision, and I want to put art on the wall. This is the
nice.
The meta game that if I don't do it, it's fine. But not meta game. Subquest. If I don't do it, it's fine. But be fun to do. But yeah, I'm so glad you got honor cop. That's I can think of no one more worthy.
Oh, thank
Stick
you.
your
That's
thumb
very
up
good.
your ass.
Yeah, I took a screenshot because I was just like, Jesus Christ. So what it says is it's like, even among the honourable, only the most dignified are deemed worthy. But you, O honourable one, have excelled in honour. Honour comes from deep within you, and to truly know oneself, to know one's honour, one must reach deep within oneself and touch one's honour. And then you go, okay. And then it says, you need to bring the thumb of your right hand, your sword hand, to your rectum and stick it in there to form the Arch of Honour.
Incredible.
And the option, the way to accept it is you click the option that reads, all I ever wanted was to live with dignity, to die with honour, and then in brackets it says, stick your thumb in your ass.
I love
So
it.
I love this game.
I need clarification.
I love this game so much.
Did you select that? Are you now?
I did.
Honor
Yeah.
cop?
Well, I selected the other one that was what if someone comes and sees me? But then I ended up clicking on that one. But you unlock a thought that you can internalize.
I am now finding that having filled my thought cabinet completely, and then undone one and done another thing, right? Like I've stopped. I'm now spending points on actual skills because I can't. I'm full of thoughts. I'm too full of thoughts. I have no more. Harry can have no more thoughts.
I'm running out of space as well. Yeah, it's.
I've been deleting thoughts. I'm no longer a communist so that I can find out what it's like to be sober.
Yes, I unlocked the thought that makes you sober
Again, that
as well.
sounds like one that would be fun to have.
Go to church, James.
I got a be anti-drug one or something, right? I got something along the lines.
Oh,
I can't remember
yeah.
what it's called now, but like
Be a narc.
Yeah. That's fun. It's an old experience where, like, okay, so I guess I'll just start playing the game the way it's kind of intended to be played. How interesting.
I actually have a question for the two of you. Do the two of you have stats unlocked?
What do you mean by stats? It's in what kind of art copy you are, that sort of thing.
So I inspected my ledger again, and I unlocked the ability, the stats.
The officer
basically.
profile. Yes.
Yes.
So you've got, it kind of tells you the numbers of like what.
How many years you've been on the force, how many people you've killed.
But also like which way, like how many communist decisions you've made, how many ultra liberal, and so on and so forth. And then also like what was the other one? Oh yeah, the different kinds of cop, and it gives you because I only got this playthrough, and I think it's broken the game a little bit for me.
Oh, why?
Because now I feel like I'm stat chasing.
Oh, I see.
Oh no.
But I'm trying not to, but like I'm very curious after
You've got numbers.
After
You've got numbers.
I know. Can you
Number go up.
Can you tell I'm a podcaster? But like I feel like after every conversation I'm checking the numbers.
Oh, that's a pity. So
remove the numbers from your mind.
I know. I'm trying to.
I've seen the numbers a few times, but for me it's been very. Have you ever played the board game Dixit?
Yes.
Sorry. What did you?
Relevant, I swear.
What's the game called?
Dixit.
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 Okay, that's what I thought you said.
Yes.
Okay.
Good. So Dixit it's a wonderful board game. I strongly recommend playing it if you get a chance, Amber. It's really hard to play play the game for points, really hard to try to win. It's much like the points reflect how well you do in the game, much more than you can play the game differently for points. If you try to play the game differently to win points, you're less likely to win. It's kind of interesting.
You got to be kind of zen. You got to be kind of in the mood. It's a whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lovely game. I would recommend it. Of like,
There's bunny rabbits involved.
It's a group game.
Bunny rabbits and conceptual art.
Yeah, it's a group game where you effectively you have to assess how your shared cultural and philosophical touch points. Touchstones. It's really kind of cool. So it's like like, oh, this image reminds me of this concept. Everyone else like, does it?
I'm sure you're all interested. I have 14 superstar cop points.
Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do a stat check. First ever stat check on the show.
Let's do a stat check.
It need like a kind of news theme, kind of dun 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 dun, like a sort of like numbers and like a research kind of film kind of thing.
Okay, but
14.
Are we going to go through?
38,
are we going to go through
19.
8?
Give me good numbers, Jimmy.
That's number one.
Number Wang.
That's Wangadum.
Das ist Numberwang. Hardcore.
Oh no, it's Colosson.
Okay, hang on. Let me just. I'm just loading up the game again.
Numbers are hardcore. Okay, so right, we'll go down them one at a time then.
Okay.
Superstar Cop 14.
6.
3. Getting better.
Apocalypse Cop 5.
2.
0.
Sorry Cop 6.
12.
A 10. I unlocked a new achievement, which was literally the sorriest cop on earth for apologizing.
I am
10
more
times.
sorry than that.
Boring Cop 5.
1.
5, and I'm angry about the fact that it's so low. I want to be really high on the boring cop.
Communist 14.
8.
14 for me too.
Fascist 0.
7.
Ooh, I got 3. I've
Pretty high.
got 3 for
really
fascism.
Got 7 fascism.
I am the only true ultra liberal 12.
9.
I got 2 for ultra liberal.
Moralist 6.
16.
I've got 6 for
Wow.
moralist as well. Fantastic, James. Nice one.
Well done.
Yes, this is how I wanted to play the character.
Good Cop, Bad Cop 15.
I don't know what that one means. I've got 25.
I've got 24 for that one. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what it is though.
I guess it means we're
It's
good.
where you play a good cop or a bad cop.
Right, but does higher
okay.
points mean that we're playing? Would there be negative points for bad cop?
I think no. I think it just maybe it counts. I don't know.
You're
I'll
playing
find
as a
out.
police officer, I'm assuming. Is that kind of
Yeah. Honor Cop
4 honor.
6.
I got 5 for that one. So that's
I am the least honourable of us all.
People killed 3.
3.
3.
I imagine these are going to be the same for all of us.
Cases solved 216.
Yeah.
Years in
216.
service.
18
18.
years.
18 years.
Well, we got.
That was stat.
Give me good numbers, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Let's do a stat check.
There's a very, very small portion of our listenership who are just so excited by that segment. Finally.
Finally, we're talking about stats.
Finally, some cold, hard numbers.
Okay, so an interesting thought I had about Sorry Cop. In what other game how often do you apologize in a game?
That's an interesting question.
Very rarely.
I don't think I've ever played a game where you actively make a choice to apologize to someone.
I think even in like Fallout, it's like you own your choices.
Yeah, because
But I think unlike other games, you start everyone like Sorry Cop is an achievement that lots of people get very quickly because you fuck up so bad.
That's fair.
In the first,
there also aren't many
like
games
you come into consciousness and you fucked up so bad. It's just like I'm sorry. I also got one achievement today, which was Leopard Mindset,
oh, okay.
which was one I was aiming for earlier. I walked past a leopard print leotard and I had a conversation with my brain, which was don't wear it, and other parts of my brain were like wear it, and so I wore it, and now this is the kind of animal I want to be. I am irrevocably changed according to the game because of my leopard print leotard underneath my clothes.
Nice. Oh my goodness.
I put on one of the jackets, and I became like one of the jackets we stole from those kids in the last episode or 2 episodes ago, and I became dangerous. Which was fun.
Yeah, I got the cuirass, like the body bit of the armor.
Oh, cool!
I found that, and now I'm wearing that.
It gives a lot of points.
I'm very much just like, I suspect this will probably come in handy later on.
Yeah, I really like that. That's a really cool piece. I'm just going to double check what the stats are on that, but they give some, like in a game where pretty much all the objects give. Yeah, it gives high pain threshold and high volition. That was it. But there was something else. Oh yeah, there's a thought that you get with it.
Yes, I think I've unlocked that one. I think I've internalized that one. Sorry.
Yeah, +2 hand-eye coordination against enemies in the same armor. But yeah, it's kind of cool.
Nice.
Oh,
I found new shoes.
Oh, what kind of shoes?
I found some brogues, and they're very nice brogues.
They make you more empathetic.
Yes. So I found new shoes.
Interesting.
Put some new shoes on, and suddenly everything's fine.
I love that song. Good.
Thank you. I'm glad you got it.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, how do my fellow players organize their clothes? Have you sorted your clothes in any way?
No, James.
What?
So that was part of my last hour and a half. I did sort the clothes.
To be fair,
How do you sort them? No, how do you sort them? I need to know now.
this is another one for our stats listeners.
I put them in clothing order, so hats, then glasses, then jackets,
Hats, then glasses, then
necks,
okay.
shirts, gloves.
So
exactly,
like
right?
You
top
didn't
down.
do them by
stats.
skills.
No. Because there are too many. I keep looking for things. I keep trying to. Like sometimes you have like this is a red check. It cannot be retried. You're like, well, okay, I'm gonna try and maximize my opportunities there. So I change all my clothes. And then I was just getting sick of looking through all my clothes, and then accidentally like, oh no, both these hats give +1 logic or whatever, right? So I sorted my clothes, which might be part of the reason why I'm behind you guys plot-wise.
No,
Things are starting to make sense.
But it's also interesting, just like the that has given me an insight into how easy different types of clothes are to find. Like I've got 3 hats, 5 pairs of glasses, and what looks like 10 jackets.
Yeah, there's a lot of jackets.
I've got a lot of ties and scarves that I refuse to wear.
I only have 3 ties and scarves, but I'm very happy with the bow tie.
That bow tie is very cool.
Oh, 4. Oh wow, I've got 4. I was forgetting the clothes I'm wearing.
So,
Good lord.
James, tell us about your plot stuff.
So more of the same from last week, to be honest. Followed on from it's a lot of going between Titus and Classier and Titus and Classier. Eventually figuring out how doing a visual calculus on the room in which the murder happened.
Yes,
was very cool. Determining and I think
cool
that might
scene.
have been what you meant by you have to go to the island. When you do that, you get the response requirement of go to the different places may get the requirement of go to the different places that the bullet could have been fired from. And there is an island in that. And I found out about Ruby, and now I've got to track down Classier's passport and find out where Ruby is.
Oh, I don't think I got the thing about the passport.
Oh, I went down a different rabbit hole.
Okay.
There was actually one clear plot decision to make as to whether you arrest Classier.
Oh yeah.
Did you arrest Classier? I chose not to.
No, I didn't choose
I
to.
believe her when she says that. I'm aware that we've been told don't believe anything she says, but I do believe her when she says that she was industrial espionage and she will be killed by these businesses, because it's such a weird story to make up. Admittedly, that makes it believable, but it's a weird story to make up. And I thought, okay, so let's not arrest her. I don't want to put her name anywhere, because as soon as you arrest her, you probably take down names, you fill a report, and you don't want to be responsible for someone's death. So I decided not to arrest her. What did you do?
In my playthrough this time, I did not pass a volition check. I did not say something's up here.
Oh, interesting.
I think I've also not done that. I think that's maybe what I'm missing.
Well, if you can get to Ruby, then so we're all on track for Ruby now.
Yeah, I think we're sort of in the sort of
We're in the final act.
the final act, but I'm very aware that there's going to come a point where it's like, and now we're in the end game, and I suspect it's going to be either when I give a case to Titus, and I'm assuming it's going to be that, or it's going to be a case of it's when I inspect all 3 places for because I've inspected one already, but like the other 2 places where that could have been firing locations, I suspect after I've checked those, that's when we're going to be in the end game. That's my theory.
Just keep chasing Ruby.
I think this game will never end.
This is going to end, James. Don't worry.
I got inside the church this time round, and I can't talk about it because it was a really good experience and it was really interesting. But I feel like what made it really interesting was the fact that I had no idea what was going on and I was going in completely blind. So I will not say anything until we've either finished the game or until James has got in there.
Okay.
Because it's very, very interesting. I will say that it's interesting because you sort of look around and you find out that it's a church for humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state, which I think is really interesting. I think that's an interesting idea. Yeah, I won't say anything else, but it's really cool. Like James, if you get a chance to get into the church, like absolutely do it.
Oh yeah, I hope so. There's a whole bunch of searching around the island that I have to do now that I've finished this plot.
Yep.
So I'm like, I've got to ask Ruby in the Visage. I've got to find a shot. I've got to look for Clash's passport, which is also off the coast. Like there's things.
So my playthrough this time was I did a lot of safe scumming.
Oh, really?
I didn't actually succeed,
but
I did some safe scumming. So there were 2 places I safe scummed. One was trying to get Cindy the Skull to sell me some art. And it was like, I need like a 5 and a 6 to get this, and I just couldn't. So I did that like 4 or 5 times. And the other one was I needed 2 natural 6s to get into the shipping container. And I'll talk about the shipping container if I ever get into it. But
did you not have enough rhetoric skill?
No, I didn't.
Did you not?
So in order for it to be any less than 2 6s, you need 7 points in rhetoric.
Ooh,
wow,
I think I might be able to. Where's the shipping container?
On the way to Everart's.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't think I've encountered that. I think I must have missed that. But,
there's a button you can press.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down for next time for shipping container, because I haven't spoken to Everard in a while actually.
So what did you do in your run, Ollie?
So I cracked the case, is what I did. I cracked Everard.
Okay.
I broke him in half. I did all his busy work.
I don't like Everard. I'm glad you did that.
I did all his busy work, and I found out his nefarious plans.
Uh-huh.
And his nefarious plans are brilliant. They're fuck the Wild Pines.
Oh, wow.
Just fuck them. They're, Joyce is a nice person, but the company is not. And it's really weird, because basically he is just like a fucking low-level mobster. But he's also the most socialist dude in the game.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's interesting.
Everything he wants is shit I want, and he is doing it in the most underhanded, slimy way that he can possibly do it.
Oh, that's interesting. Ooh.
It's genius. and I just found myself like sitting there going like, hell yeah, man, fight the power. What the fuck? Yeah, go for it. But I had to put my cop voice on and be like, well, like up to and including the drug trade. He's like, yeah, no, if Wild Pines won't ship big quantities of, chemicals that need, shipping, but we'll happily do it. And it's like, well, yeah, those, so Nosafed, for example, that's going to be fine. There'll be plenty of Nosafed. There'll be plenty of magnesium. There'll also be plenty of speed, because those drugs will just be in circulation, because those chemicals will be in circulation. Ultimately, it'll be a good. And there's a bit where he talks about, I've seen kids play with feces in this city. I want better for them. And you have this little bit in your brain that goes, he's not fucking joking. He's seen that and worse. Like he truly believes in Martinez, and truly believes in his little outlet, and he truly believes that what he is doing is right. But he's a scumbag, and it's fascinating. I don't know, my kind of politician, I guess, unfortunately. Just low-level mob bosses. enacting socialist reform.
Is that like? Do you reckon that's like talking about the Teamsters?
I don't know. Well, Teams. I
Admittedly, I don't know. I don't know enough about the Teamsters.
I don't know anything about the Teamsters, but certainly based on their representation in media, I think not so much Everard, but the people we've seen striking, I think have shared a visual aesthetic with the television representation of Teamsters.
Well, Teamsters are they're the guys who like. What's their job? They're truck drivers, basically.
Yeah.
They're the people who transport goods all around the country, and one of the reasons they're vilified is, I'd argue, the same reason that like miners were vilified. They were
teachers today. Yes.
Yeah, they have strong unions.
Well, teachers don't have a strong union.
Well, no, the teachers are.
I mean, in the UK, we don't really have strong unions. Like,
no, we used to.
We used
in
to,
the 70s, and it was arguably bad. I guess. I don't know. I wasn't alive in the 70s.
I wasn't there.
I think one of the things that, and surprising, we're getting political on the
very political
the Disco Elysium podcast, but one of the things that I find the Conservatives do again and again is they tear down infrastructure and replace it with nothing. Like one of the things that I thought was one of the things I still think is appalling about Brexit is that they were like, right, we're gonna secede and we're gonna become independent and yada yada yada, and they at no point thought like, well, what does it mean to do independence? What does it mean to be independent? They talked about sovereignty, they talked about the blue passports, they talked about 350 million for the NHS, which we're still waiting on, and yada yada yada, and all this. But at no point did they say, oh yeah, well, because we're gonna, we'll still be relying on Europe for food. Well, we're gonna start growing more. We're gonna increase agriculture. We're going to do this. We're gonna shift. Like there was some big brain thinking that needed doing that just nobody did.
Mm.
And you see fisheries that are now fucked, and people who used to ship goods to Europe are kind of fucked, and it's like, well, they can't ship them to the UK because there's no market for it. Anyway, the point is that Disco Elysium is an amazing game that makes you think about real life.
Yes.
I mean, it is incredible how frequently we've spun off onto these conversations from discussing the game. And I think that's going to happen naturally. What was the point? What were we talking about in the world of
Disco Elysium? Everard Clare, the slimiest politician to ever live.
That's a pretty direct...
With the most socialist values in the game.
Just what we were talking about the Teamsters and potentially how it might be related. I'm just going to quote you a line from the Wikipedia article on the Teamsters talking about Jimmy Hoffa, who's kind of probably the most famous sort of.
Oh, of course, because
infamous.
I've just remembered that I watched that film with
The Irishman, isn't it? Yeah, because Al Pacino plays Jimmy Hoffa. So it says Hoffa was instrumental in using the assets of the Teamsters pension plans to support mafia projects, such as the development of Las Vegas in the 1950s and 60s. So, it's kind of...
That's why Teamsters have the reputation.
Yes, because the kind of that reputation for being connected with the mob, I think, or the mafia, I guess. I think that's the sort of the reputation of them.
Yeah.
Whether that's fair or not, I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of what my brain went to when we were talking about Everard Clare. But yeah, sorry, you were talking about cracking open Everard Clare.
So yes, I cracked open Everard Clare, went back to the locked container and tried to sweet talk it a couple more times. Went over to Cindy the Skull, tried to sweet talk her a couple more times, realised that Joyce had fucked off, went to go find Joyce, told her all about Everard Clare's plans, and she's like, oh god, he wants a war.
Jesus.
She's freaked out about that. I then kind of found out some more stuff about Ruby, and then I did the church. Oh, and I now know about the Lost Highway.
Oh, I think I'm still internalising that. That's
all right, I will wait. But I'm excited to talk to you about the Lost Highway.
Actually, have I finished
it? I think
it?
I found out about the Lost Highway through Joyce. I think that's related to the...
I think you learn about it from the Pale Driver, the white-haired woman who's...
No, I heard about Pale. I heard about the Pale, and I heard about something about Highway from Joyce, I think. It was a couple of episodes ago.
Yes, Motorway South. That's the one, isn't it? The Honor Cop one is called Overproductive Honor Glands, which I think is quite funny. Anyone have anything else they want to talk about?
I don't know, actually. No, I think I might be good.
James?
I think I think it was a fun playthrough. I'm happy with the direction of the game. I'm looking forward to catch. I feel a little bit behind you two still in terms of direction, but
we are at this point kind of doing mop up.
Yes, it does feel like that. Like this playthrough for me felt very moppy-uppy. There's a lot of running around doing little bits and pieces.
I felt there was a lot of plot, setting up.
And once we finish mop up, then we can finish the game.
Get into the end game together. That's exciting. Oh, I forgot to talk about Kimball. Oh,
Kimball!
So
he's a Kimball wizard.
So Kimball is actually. So I wrote down. So Kimball is actually a thing. Brackets the fugitive ? So Kim had to infiltrate a pinball ring.
Yes.
What the fuck is a pinball ring? Is there one in Glasgow?
It's an illegal. Pinball is illegal. Used to be illegal.
Pinball's illegal?
Yeah, there was a time where pinball was actually illegal.
What? Why?
Yeah. Gambling or something.
But it doesn't. You put money in. It doesn't give you money out, does it?
Let me find out why pinball was.
Why
illegal.
was pinball illegal?
Pinball was associated with gambling and organised crime, so many cities across the United States made it illegal
with organised
until
crime.
the bans were lifted in 1970.
1970?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
People saw no buzzers and bells.
I can't believe there was a fucking satanic panic around fucking pinball.
There's a satanic panic about everything.
Yeah, everything that's cool.
Yeah. If you're too cool, people are like, it's Satan.
Yeah. Oh my god. I hope there's a.
It doesn't help that Satan is often portrayed wearing a leather jacket and shades.
Yeah. Well, the other thing. So annoyingly, I couldn't play pinball with Kim because the pinball machine you only get to play it once.
Oh.
Which is really upsetting. I'm so sad.
Don't worry, I can fill it in. He's a misery about it.
Yeah, no, I could talk to him about it and the fact that he really doesn't like it.
He really hates that, and he really hates that particular game.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, he's like, this game is just conceptual. Like it's like an artsy pinball machine.
Oh, right.
It's about the dissolution of the orangey whatevers. It's about the futility of pinball and the futility of life. So you're bouncing away in your sheep and doing all this sort of thing, and eventually it's like nah. And then you lose, and Kim's like, this machine sucks. He actively hates that one.
Incredible. I'm sorry. Well, that's something for the next time I play. Excellent. Okay.
All right.
Hardcore!
Well, hardcore!
Internally coherent!
Three detectives in a trench coat. Three detectives in a trench coat.
Thank you for listening to Three Detectives in a Trench Coat. The three detectives are James Curtis, Oliver Morris, and Amber Devereaux. The podcast is edited by Oliver Morris and Amber Devereaux with original music by Oliver Morris. To find out more about the detectives and some of their previous casework, check the show notes.
Thank you for listening. Love you. Bye.